host this this independent study, I don't know, and I don't have the time, given what's allotted to us, to go into every one of those trainings that the chief talked about. Perhaps we've already addressed some of those recommendations, perhaps we haven't. But I am not seeing us taking any real action on the recommendations being presented before us to address what all I can see from the city's perspective from the November 18th memo presented to the research team by, I believe this was the Assistant Chief Operating Officer. This was Mr. Villa, I believe, yeah, Deputy Chief Operating Officer, where we acknowledge the existence of racial and ethnic disparities and that we need to find a way to combat that, and that starts with good data. And the fact that we're not committing to that at this point is really troubling to me. I cannot support a motion that essentially doesn't address the core issues that are presented by this independent report. We need to have this information. It does start with the data, and then from there we can probably go on to the other things that are needed to be done in order to address this problem. But this recommendation does not do that, and it's quite a shame that we wasted so many people's time, professionals, researchers, who spent so much time going over this, the public's time, hoping to actually get real action, and instead what we get is saying this report is before us and there it is, and not doing anything about it is not really a plan of action to address this issue. So very concerned with that.
City Attorney, could you clarify if this motion includes recommendations?
Well, as I understood the motion, and perhaps I believe Councilmember Kate, I think if you want to jump in here and correct me, that's fine, but was just to accept the report, and then with the direction, of course, to come back to PS and LN. Maybe it's good to go back to the motion out of committee was for this body to hear this report, and for essentially for the police department to answer the issues raised and to address those recommendations. So that has occurred. If there is further action that the council wants to refer to a committee or other things, I think you would probably need to be more specific about that.
From my understanding, Council President has made request for information to be reviewed by the new Citizens Board on police relations, which they'll probably look into based on the Council President's request. So I think that hits on a few points within the original committee's recommendation. I have included within the motion to have annual updates on stop car data to come to our committee, and we're going to receive the report. But my motion is not inclusive of any additional recommendations from the committee.